Like Sony going out of their way to complain about exclusives and money hatting, which is the term of like just going in and like sweeping in and buying shit out for exclusive kind of deals and buying it out from a competitor and things of that nature. So Sony going through all this pain and suffering of twisting the UK regulatory body's arm, and then not even like 24 hours later, Konami comes out and does a giant Silent Hill show. Hey, it's time to find out what Konami's going to do with Silent Hill other than pachinko. And so everyone tunes in, and by tune in, I mean they just watch the video because it's been so long that, you know, Konami hasn't had to do anything that they forgot how to premiere a live stream, and instead they just posted the fucking video instead. So everyone just watched it ahead of time, and nobody had to wait for the fucking premiere to happen. So everyone watched the video and found out ahead of time what was going on. Just a 5-alarm fucking fire from Konami. And in it, we discover that, sure as shit, Silent Hill 2 Remake, 12 months exclusive time for PS5. And so just the great irony of Sony, working really hard to stop this because they're worried about exclusives while still money hatting their own timed exclusives and permanent exclusives is just so on brand and incredible. And not to mention, they are still the market leader. Microsoft is third place in this market. Just want to remind everyone that they are a distant third place in the market. And so it's just a funny fucking set of circumstances for that to happen within like 24 hours. But that is my segue into this, is that they did have the Silent Hill thing. So Silent Hill 2 Remake, it is happening. It is through Team Bloober, which means I already have no hope at all. It's gone. My hopes are gone. We got a little trailer for it to which James looks like he's done meth rigorously for a long period of time. And maybe that's the new way of getting into Silent Hill. You do meth. I don't know, but in that iconic opening scene in Silent Hill 2, and Jeff, you would know which one, where he walks over into he's on the side of the road, and there's the public bathroom, and he walks into the public bathroom, and he leans over into the mirror, and he's looking at himself in this dark bathroom, and he sees himself in the mirror. They recreated that scene, and I swear to God, he looks like he's about 63 years old and haggard as shit. And then they put a side-by-side of like old James from the CGI in the original games and new James. Meth not even once. It's fucking terrible. And so the art direction for the character design, I'm interested in what some of these other characters are going to look like because James is already looking fucked up. But Team Bloober, not a great track record. They did the Medium, which was middling at best, and they got lambasted for basically saying that people with mental health issues should die in their game. So that was a fucking good one. And so you would think, hey, a game like Silent Hill in which it's all about guilt and mental illness and the processing of actually having, well, I'm not going to give away everything because it would be a spoiler for those who haven't played it, but there's mental health involved. Why not give it back to Team Bloober? That sounds like a good idea. But they've literally barely done anything worth playing ever. And unfortunately, Konami said, yeah, give it to them. Why not? So we're going to see how that goes. It's being done in Unreal Engine 5, so it will look really pretty, except for James, who looks like he's on meth. And everything else looks great, though, and hopefully it goes over at least a little bit well. They are dangerously redoing the music, which is a bold fucking move, Cotton, but here we are. And it's going to be an over-the-shoulder view. So basically, I believe they took my recommendations a little too much to heart, Mr. Black, when I said, look at Resident Evil 2. Do that. Little too literal. Looks like they're trying to do exactly Resident Evil 2 and then paint it Silent Hill 2. So we'll find out how that all pans out when the time comes. We have no date whatsoever, which means it's probably not going to be until next year, maybe. So we'll have to wait and find out. But they also announced 2 more Silent Hill projects. Silent Hill Transmission and Silent Hill F. To pay respects. I have to believe is in parentheses in there somewhere, and if not, I'm sure it will be all over the internet when the time comes. Both of those are different games, and one of them hasn't really been, I think it's F, hasn't really been explained all that well. I believe Transmission is being worked with as an interactive experience where the audience gets to choose the direction of how what the characters are doing and shit. And I think they're working with Annapurna on that. peripherally. I don't know about F. I don't know what the fuck that's going to be. But either way, I don't know how to feel about this as a Silent Hill fan, because on one hand, this is the most Silent Hill Konami has ever fucking talked about in like a decade. By miles. Like 3 games in one fucking weirdly announced video on YouTube. I should be elated. On the other hand, none of the teams that they're particularly working with give me any hope that they're going to turn out great. And it's also still Konami. So that's a problem in and of itself. But we'll wait and see. I'll try and remain hopeful. Right now, the best way of playing Silent Hill 2 is either the PS2 version, whether you own a PS2 or you emulate it, or the PC version that's modded. Because there is a mod that's out that you download a bunch of shit, because it takes all the best parts of all of the available releases of Silent Hill and puts it all into one on the PC. So you get the frame rate and the visual fidelity of textures and stuff of the PC version. You get the atmospheric fog of the PS2 version, which didn't really exist in the Xbox version, but you get the audio from the Xbox version, which was better than the PS2, so on and so forth, and they've combined it all into one, and you just kind of mod the PC version after you bought it, and that's the best version. And that not a lot of people are going to go out of the way to do that shit. And so I hope the remake is good. But I have my fucking doubts. We'll wait and see when the time comes, and we've got some waiting to do, I'm sure.